Hello students. So today we are going to do reproduction in organisms part 2, that is sexual reproduction. So first of all, what is sexual reproduction? So it is a type of reproduction in which the gametes of two parents fuse and give rise to a zygote. So like we have studied in case of asexual reproduction. So in asexual reproduction there was no formation of gametes or fusion of gametes, and only one parent is required for the reproduction. But in case of sexual reproduction, two gametes means two parents are required to produce gametes which then fuse and give rise to formation of uh, give rise to zygote. So these two gametes are male and female gametes. So these are formed either by the same individual, like in case of lower organisms like fungi, algae, or by different individual of opposite sex, like in case of higher plants and animals. So because of the fusion of male and female gametes, sexual reproduction results in offsprings that are not identical to the parents. Like we have studied in case of asexual reproduction, so their parent body acts as a gamete, or it produces or divides to form two daughter cells, two equal daughter cells or identical daughter cells. But in case of sexual reproduction, there was fusion of male and female gametes. It means the resultant offspring is not identical to that of parents. Now let's take a look at in case reproduction in case of flowering plants. So how flowering plants reproduce? So flowers, it contains both the organs like male and female. Male organ or male part was represented by stamen, which consists of anther and filaments, while female part it was represented by pistil, which contains ovary, style and stigma. So the male part, it produces pollen grains. Grain is then transferred to stigma, which forms pollen tubes and forms sperm nuclei. These are called gametes, male gametes. While in case of female part, the ovules form female gametes, egg cells or egg nucleus. So these form nucleus. One of them fuse with egg nucleus and form zygote, which then further differentiated into embryo, forms seed, which on germination gives rise to a new seed. So all the sexual reproductive organisms, they have three phases in their life. First is juvenile phase, like from birth to reproductive maturity. In case of animals, it's called juvenile phase, while in case of plants, it is called vegetative phase. Let's have a look. Like from germination to maturity, it is called vegetative phase. In case of animals, it is called juvenile phase. Then the end of juvenile or vegetative phase, which marks the beginning of reproductive phase, can be seen easily in the higher plants when they come to flower. Like we can look at flowers in case of maize. So the reproductive vegetative phase, it ends and it marks the beginning of reproductive phase, that is formation of flowers. So reproductive phase is the phase in which the organisms reproduce sexually. Then another is senescence phase. So the senescence phase is between reproductive maturity and death of an organism. It is characterized by gradual deterioration in the body leading to death of an organism, like we can see in case of maize. So after reproductive phase comes senescence phase. So based on the lifespan of plants, plants can be differentiated into three types: annual plants, biennial plants or perennial plants. So these annual plants, they live for 1 year and start flowering at the end of this year. Means annual plants वो हैं जो सिर्फ एक साल के लिए जिंदा रहेंगे, उसके बाद then they produce flowers and they die. Then comes biennial plants which live for 2 years, means 2 years or 2 seasons. So biennial plants, they grow in first season and start flowering in next season or second year. After that they die. Third one is perennial plants. So these are the plants which live for several years, like from more than 2 seasons or 2 years to many years, like hundreds or thousands of years. And it is very difficult to clearly define these phases. It is very difficult to identify which one is juvenile phase and then reproductive phase and then senescence phase. Like for example, in case of bamboo, some bamboo species, they flower only once in 50 to 100 years. Like these bamboo species, they flower produce flowers in 50 to 100 years. Like they may take 50 years or 80 years or 100 years to produce flowers. So their vegetative phase, that can long for 50 years or 80 years or even 100 years. Another example is Strobilanthes kunthiana, which flowers once in 12 years. This is the example of Strobilanthes kunthiana. It flowers in after 12 years, every 12 years. So in case of animals, many mammals reproduce during only favorable seasons in their reproductive phase, and these organisms are called seasonal breeders, like cow and buffalo. Means they can reproduce only during some favorable seasons, while some mammals they actively reproduce throughout their reproductive phase, and they are known as continuous breeders. For example, of man, rabbit, apes. Some cyclic changes occur in the female reproductive system of female mammals, which is called a reproductive cycle. So why there is variation? So this variation between plants and animals, like this transition between these three phases, like juvenile phase or vegetative phase, and then to reproductive phase, and then to senescence phase. So this all is due to presence of hormones. So these interaction between hormones and certain environmental factors, they regulate the reproductive processes and the associated behavioral changes in case of organisms. So then reproductive cycle is further of two types. First is menstrual cycle and another is oestrus cycle. So in case of menstrual cycle, it is in case of primates like apes, langurs, monkeys and humans, like in which changes carry on all the year with one ovulation in a month. It is called menstrual cycle. While oestrus cycle is reproductive cycle in case of non-primate females, which consists of a very short period during which female receives the male for mating, followed by the events of sexual reproduction. Example is cow, tiger and other non-primates. Now coming to events in sexual reproduction. So events of sexual reproduction is grouped into three categories, that is pre-fertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization events. So pre-fertilization, it includes like formation of gametes, both male and female gametes. And fertilization is fusion of these gametes, male and female gametes, resulting in formation of zygote. Then post-fertilization changes, that is development of zygote into embryo and then germination of seeds or maturity. So pre-fertilization events. The events of sexual reproduction which occurs before fertilization, means before fertilization, that is why they are known as pre-fertilization events. So it includes gametogenesis and gamete transfer. So gametogenesis is the process of formation of gametes, that is two types of gametes, male and female. So these gametes, they are always haploid cells. So these are further of different types like homogametes and heterogametes. Homogametes are those which are morphologically similar. These are found in lower organisms like some alga and then some fungi. So these are morphologically similar, means it is very difficult to identify which one is male and which one is female. While on the other hand, heterogametes, they can be morphologically distinct, means we can find that this one bigger one is egg nucleus or female gamete, the smaller one which is motile is male gamete. Similarly, in case of humans, there are heterogametes. This one is female egg nucleus, this one is human male gametes. So plants may have both male and female reproductive structures in the same plant. They are known as bisexual. So in case of bisexual flower, both male and this one is male and female parts, that is on the same flower or on the same plant. While on different plant, it is called unisexual. Like on different plants, the female part that is on different plant, male part on another plant. So that is unisexual. In case of fungi and plants, terms such as homothallic and monoecious are used. So homothallic we can use in case of fungi, and we can use in case of bryophytes and pteridophytes, and monoecious in case of flowering plants or higher plants. It is used to denote bisexual condition. And heterothallic and dioecious, these terms can be used to describe unisexual condition. So if in flowering plants, the unisexual male flower is staminate, means अगर male flower है तो that is called staminate. Staminate on the name of stamens, while it bears stamens. While the female is pistillate or bearing pistils. और female अगर सिर्फ female flower है तो that is called pistillate flower on the basis of pistil. Like this one is, it is a pistillate flower, means it contains only female organs, while this one is staminate flower, means it contains only stamens. So in some flowering plants, both male and female flowers may be present on the same individual, that is monoecious. अगर एक ही प्लांट के ऊपर प्रेजेंट है, लाइक हम देखें कि अगर एक ही प्लांट के ऊपर प्रेजेंट है तो मीन्स monoecious, like both male and female they are present on same plant, so that is monoecious. If they are on separate individuals, like अगर separate है कि एक प्लांट के ऊपर सिर्फ क्या है फीमेल फ्लावर्स ही होंगे और दूसरे के ऊपर सिर्फ मेल फ्लावर्स, so these are called dioecious plants. So some examples of monoecious plants are cucurbits or coconuts, while in case of dioecious plants examples are papaya and date palm. So now cell division during gamete formation. So जितने भी gametes हैं they are of heterogametic species, they are of two types, namely male and female. ये दो तरह के होंगे, मेल और फीमेल. जितने भी gametes हैं they are haploid, चाहे plant parent body haploid हो चाहे डिप्लॉयड हो. अगर प्लांट बॉडी हैप्लॉयड है तो जो गैमीट्स बनेंगे दे विल बी थ्रू माइटोटिक डिवीजन्स. अगर तो पेरेंट बॉडी क्या है या पेरेंट सेल क्या है हैप्लॉयड है, मींस के सिंगल पेयर ऑफ सिंगल क्रोमोसोम्स हैं उसके पास, ठीक है. तो उसमें क्या है कि वो माइटोटिकली डिवाइड करके न्यूक्लियाई बनाएगा, जो गैमीट्स हैं वो हैप्लॉयड बनाएगा थ्रू माइटोटिक डिवीजन्स. Like examples हैं जैसे मोनरा, फंजाई, एल्गी एंड ब्रायोफाइट्स, दे हैव हैप्लॉयड प्लांट बॉडी. वाइल जो टेरिडोफाइट्स हैं, जिम्नोस्पर्म्स और एंजियोस्पर्म्स हैं, या मोस्टली एनिमल्स हैं जो इंक्लूडिंग ह्यूमन बींग्स, जिसमें पेरेंटल बॉडी डिप्लॉयड होगी, तो उसमें जो हैप्लॉयड गैमीट्स बनेंगे दे विल बी थ्रू meiosis. Another is gamete transfer. So actually gamete transfer कैसे होते हैं? So in several simple plants like algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes, water is medium through which these gametes transfer. कि जैसे algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes हैं तो उसमें gametes क्या हैं, हम मोटाइल हैं वो, तो वो कैसे ट्रांसफर होंगे? विद द हेल्प ऑफ वाटर. सीड प्लांट्स में जो gametes हैं वो ट्रांसफर होंगे पोलन ग्रेन्स की हेल्प से. उसमें क्या है कि पोलन ग्रेन्स पोलन ट्यूब्स बनाएंगे, देन दे फॉर्म स्पर्म न्यूक्लियाई और मेल gametes. जो पोलन ग्रेन्स हैं दे आर प्रोड्यूस्ड इन एंथर्स, so they have to be transferred to the stigma before it can lead to fertilization. Dioecious animals में क्या है कि since male and female gametes are formed in different individuals, the organism must evolve a special mechanism for gamete transfer. Means they have to come closer to in case for gamete transfer. So successful transfer and coming together of gametes is essential for the most critical event in sexual reproduction, that is fertilization. So let's take a look at gamete transfer in case of plants. So this is a plant which contains both male and female plant. So male part it produces male gametes like microspore mother cell, then after meiosis it forms haploid cells which pollen grains are formed. Pollen grains then form sperm cells or male gametes which then fuse with the ovule or stigma. Female part it produces ovules. Ovules then undergo meiosis, form cells which on fusion with sperm cells form zygote and to the next event, that is fertilization. So fertilization events, the process of fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote is called fertilization, or it is also known as syngamy. What is parthenogenesis? Like it is formation of new organisms by the development of female gamete, that is without fertilization. Like in case of honeybees, Proteus, turkey, like in case of honeybees, there are some organisms or some bees are produced without the inclusion of male gametes. So only one, that is female gamete, can give rise to formation of new organisms, that is parthenogenesis. Another is external fertilization, means fertilization of syngamy occurs outside the body of an organism in case of algae, fish, amphibians. In case of internal fertilization, syngamy occurs inside the body of the organism. For example, reptiles, birds, mammals, or majority of plants like bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. In most terrestrial organisms, fertilization is internal, that is, it takes place inside the female body. In this process, the male gamete is motile and reaches the female gamete to fuse with it, thereby forming a zygote. Male gametes are produced in large numbers. Another is post-fertilization events. So these include all the events after fertilization. So it can includes zygote and embryogenesis. So in case of zygote, what is a zygote? So it is a diploid cell which is formed after the fusion of gametes in all organisms. In case of external fertilization, this zygote is formed in an external medium, and in case of internal fertilization, it is formed inside an individual. So the development of zygote depends on the life cycle of organism and its surroundings. Like in case of some organisms, the zygote does not develop immediately and develops a thick wall around itself, which will help in uh, providing resistance to damage and desiccation. So zygote is a vital link that ensures continuity of species between organisms of one generation and the next. Another is embryogenesis, means process of development of an embryo from the zygote. So the zygote, it undergoes mitotic cell divisions and cellular differentiation for the further development. So based on the location and development of zygote, animals can be grouped into following categories like oviparous. These are all egg-laying animals. So a hard calcareous shell covers the fertilized eggs. Like you have seen in case of eggs, तो उसमें क्या है कि जो fertilized eggs होंगे उनको क्या है एक hard shell cover कर लेगी. So the जो young ones हैं they hatch out after a period of incubation, like we have seen in case of birds and reptiles. Another is viviparous. Viviparous means animals give rise to young ones. It means जो zygote है it develops inside the individual, that animal. So the development of the zygote into a young one takes place inside the body of a male organism. After attaining a certain stage of growth, these young ones are delivered out of the body of the female organism. So there is difference between oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous are egg-laying animals, and viviparous are the animals which give birth to young ones. In case of flowering plants, the zygote is formed inside the ovule. So the post-fertilization events in case of flowering plants are that pistil remain intact to the plant, sepals, petals and stamens wither and fall off. It means जो pistil है, pistil means ovary, stigma and style. It remains intact to the plant while sepals, petals and stamens they wither and fall off. The zygote develops into an embryo and the ovules develop into seed. कि जो zygote है वो बनेगा embryo और जो ovules हैं they will form seed. जो ovary होगी ऊपर वाला part that develops into fruit, which develops a thick wall called pericarp that is protective in function. After dispersal, seeds germinate under favorable conditions to produce new plants. जो seeds हैं they germinate under favorable conditions to produce new plants. के जो seeds होंगे वो क्या होंगे? After getting favorable conditions, they produce new plants. Thank you.